Okay, so yesterday somebody brought up a really good point to me. They basically reminded me that the Republican Party is basically a club. Same thing with the Democrat Party. They can nominate whoever they want, and they can make whatever kind of rules they want as long as they're not breaking the law. And that's basically how we've ended up with the two worst people imaginable every 4 years in November campaigning for president. You know, you always end up with a giant douche and a shit sandwich. Those are your choices. Because in the primary part of everything, they always make sure to prop up their people. It's always people selected by the Bilderberg Group. And anytime you have a guy who isn't selected by the Bilderberg Group or who can't be recruited by the Bilderberg Group, they get taken out. They either have the media destroy their personality, or they change the rules, or they take over the caucuses, whatever they got to do, as long as a non-member doesn't get in there. And whether it's Ross Perot or Ron Paul or Donald Trump, if they don't have the seal of approval from the establishment, then they will do everything they can. You know, it's always the same thing. The media says they're Hitler. The Republicans say they can't win. They can't beat the Democrat. Blah, blah, blah. It's always the same thing. Year in, year out. It doesn't matter. Insert candidate. The arguments are always the same. And it's always someone that has been pre-selected. And they decide who they want to win the general election, and then they work on who the candidates are going to be. They always make sure that if they want a Democrat to win, that the Republican candidate is completely worthless. Or even in the case of, Mitt Romney, the most recent example, he could have beaten Barack Obama, but he laid down for him because it was all part of the plan. It was all part of the plan to have a Democrat in the presidency and the Republicans control the Congress. That way they can always blame each other for everything. Meanwhile, they're all shoving the same agenda down our throat. And it doesn't matter if you have an R next to your name or D next to your name. It's all the same agenda being pushed by the globalists. Okay? That's how it is. In fact, the one thing I don't like about Donald Trump is the fact that he's a Republican, because you have to take the whole party with him. And other than Donald Trump, I will not vote for a Republican ever. Even though I voted for Republicans many times in the past, I pretty much decided in 2012 never to vote Republican again. But then Donald Trump came along, and that's the party he's running with. So I'm voting for Donald Trump, not the Republican Party. In fact, if Donald Trump runs as a third party, I'll vote for that. If he's not on the ballot at all, I'll write it in. As far as Ted Cruz goes, I looked it up. He's not a natural born citizen. He's barely an American citizen. You can look it up yourself. I encourage you. I encourage you to look up everything that I say. I'm not above being wrong on things.